What is the scariest fact that you wish you could unhear? 1. I work on a remote mine site in the northwest of Australia. It's so remote we fly 2 hours from the capital city to an airstrip owned and operated by the company. Anyways, during a quarterly review meeting, the mine's general manager says to about 40 of us, during the life of the mine, 30 years or so, statistically speaking, we will have one plane crash. I wish I could unlearn that one. Edit, if you believe air crash investigators, over 50% of plane crashes occur during takeoff and landing. Look at the following link and tell me what you see. I see little canyons on both sides. And there is no flat land as far as the eye can see. The map really doesn't do it justice. 2. You could suddenly die of a brain aneurysm at any time, without warning. Luckily, the chance of it happening is extremely rare. 3. Not me, but my sister saw a very shocking video at a too young age about a pig eating some dead guy, and now she won't eat pork anymore. I think she would really like to unlearn the fact that pigs are omnivorous and can, and in some cases will, eat a person too. 4. There is a microorganism, globally spread but especially in warm fresh water in the American Southeast, which swims up your nose and attacks your brain and spinal fluid. You present, at first, with cold symptoms. From that point you have about a week to correctly diagnose it, which requires a spinal tap, before you paralyze and die. Oh, and there's no FDA-approved treatment. Mortality is approximately 95%. 5. My daughter's college education is estimated to cost $300K each. Edit, I have 529 plans, and this what my brokerage website tells me. They suggest I increase my contribution by over $1K per month to make up for my estimated shortfall. I don't necessarily believe the number is accurate, and I am aware of other options. 6. We produce enough food to feed 12 billion people. We import food from countries that can't feed their own population. And then we throw it away. Humans are fucked up. 7. At any time without warning we may all die instantly from a gamma ray burst. No one would see it coming and you wouldn't even know what hit you, which I guess is a bit of a blessing, but no thank you. 8. Not so much scary, but incredibly sad, cats purr when they are happy, content, or in pain. So all those stories that end in, and then I found her, barely alive on the side of the road. She passed away in my arms, but with every labored breath her purr told me that she loved me and everything was going to be okay. Ayo, and I made myself cry. Fuck. I'm a monster. 9. CSF rhinorrhea. If your head gets injured in just the right way, your brain fluid starts dripping out of your nose, and you die in a few days of dry brain. Even if you go to a doctor, they might think it's just an excessively runny nose and give you allergy medicine. Apparently, the way to identify CSF is that it forms a rosy ring when dabbed with a tissue. 10. The Ogallala Aquifer is a shallow water table aquifer located beneath the Great Plains in the United States. We have already depleted it. Once depleted, the aquifer will take over 6,000 years to replenish naturally through rainfall. The aquifer system supplies drinking water to 82% of the 2.3 million people, 1990 census, who live within the boundaries of the High Plains study area. If you made it this far, please consider pressing the subscribe and like button. Now continue to the video. 11. My best friend's mother told me this story about how some little girl was so excited to meet this very old golden retriever she took it on a very long walk, exhausting the dog to the point that when it got back it lay down in its bed and died. I have never wanted to slap a woman so hard before. I could have lived a completely happy life never knowing this thing, and it will haunt me forever. I don't know what's worse, the trauma it must have caused the kid or the trauma it's causing me owing to my love of dogs. 12. That the Nazis did experiments on twins where one twin would be put in near boiling water and then removed and observed to see how that twin recovered, or didn't, and compare her to the other twin, or perform vivisection on human beings while alive and without anesthesia or anything. That shit haunts me, and I wish I never had to hear that one set of human beings could do that type of thing to another set of human beings. 13. Heard this ultra-terrifying day wrecker from a philosophy guy who works in brain surgery. It simply deals with understanding facts we already know but that humans have generally not understood the implications of. And it is this, that thoughts arise from electrical activity in the brain. Think about it. Once your physical brain is dead, there is simply nothing left to create thoughts. Mind arises from highly complex electrical and chemical processes, and science has never identified even hints of a realm beyond ours or signs the brain receives information from any outside sources. The idea of a soul and afterlife was debatable until modern neuroscience. While we don't understand a lot about mind, though read the famous scientist Daniel Dennett for a reconsidering of how much we do know about consciousness in books full of matrix-level mind fucks, we certainly have to go beyond the pale to imagine how or why our existence in anything like this form could exist after the brain does not exist. Happy to debate these points with anyone who is somewhat sane. But if you have to bring religion into it, please at least consider conceding my point that it is sort of nuts to believe we have thoughts of any kind after death. No one seems to believe we sneeze after death, and that too is a biologically based process. 14. I forgot where the original quote is from, but one of these is certain: humans are alone in the universe, or humans are not alone. Either option can be scary in its own way. 15. After first being told about this fact years ago, I have barely been able to sleep. It haunts my dreams, but mainly my life. More specifically the part where I start to feel tired and want to sleep. Some of you may not be ready for this, so I won't preface it or sugarcoat this information. Every time you yawn, a ghost puts his dick in your mouth. 16. The modern-day mainstream medical industry has a less than admirable history with questionable ties to the Rockefeller family. I don't know how I imagined its beginnings, but certainly not like this. 17. My mom's macular degeneration treatment, with insurance discount, cost around $2,000 per month. I only make $1,600 per month and I have to pay for groceries and bills. Either I pay for the treatment or my mom goes blind. Thanks, Obama. 18. Lipstick is for making your lips look more like the lips of a happy vagina. Since they've said that I can't look my great aunt in the eye. Why'd they have to say that? Oh, why? 19. 43% of people in the USA think the Earth is just 6,000 years old, when in fact it's about 4.5 billion years old. They believe this idiocy despite knowing it doesn't even say it in the Bible. It fits what they want to believe, so they ignore both the science and the actual text of the Bible. These people all vote, versus a 17% rate for the country, and they vote exactly how their church tells them to. They are the people who gave the GOP its recent majority advantage in Congress. Pray for the future of America. Pray hard. 20. One day everybody you currently know or know in your lifetime will be dead, all of your family, your co-workers at every job you've had, all your friends and acquaintances, every stranger you've ever glanced at anywhere, dead. Crazy and scary thought. 21. If you met yourself on the street, you would not recognize yourself, as your brain makes you 5 times more attractive than you actually are when looking in a mirror. 22. The fact that my species are a bunch of dumb fucks. The biosphere we live in is dying, we are causing it, and could stop it from dying, but no one gives a damn. The top answer in a thread about scariest facts relates to one of the effects of this destruction, but that is all people care about. OMG, less chocolate. 23. If you're 18 years old, you have about 3,300 weekends left, and only 57 summers left in your lifetime. Obviously not guaranteed, considering I could get hit by a bus today, touch wood. 24. I used to browse this forum, don't remember the name of it, where people would post all manner of fucked up videos, pictures, text stories, etc. There are loads of them out there. Anyway, one guy posted a thread entitled something like feeling your lover's heartbeat with your hand. I was thinking, what the hell is this? Opened the thread, and it was a video linking from some porn site of a guy being arse-fisted to the shoulder by another guy. The fister was not a small guy, on the contrary, he was actually quite big. I watched the entire video, and this dude was being legitimately fisted by a guy with a sizable arm all the way up to his shoulder. In the video description it said something to the effect of "My lover loves feeling my heartbeat when his hand's inside me." I was like 15 when I saw it, and it is by far the most disturbing thing I've ever seen. 25. I can't find it, but there was an image on here long ago in Morbid Reality where a small bunch of dots represented the amount of weeks in your life on average, marked out at the beginning of where you would be at 20 years old. 26. That the total sperm count of all males on the planet has dropped by half in just under 50 years. If it keeps up at this pace, another 50 years' time may very well see the last human being born on Earth.